Michelle Hutton and welcome to the first edition of IQ, where you'll find out what's been happening inside Queensland.
I'm Peter Nissen. On today's show we'll tell you the ins and outs of senior staff movements.
Staff training schemes and AMP's Beyond 2000 Science Award.
This year's Ecostand.
And kisses and hugs for keen insurance studiers.
And lots more.
The Principal Board has announced that the new Managing Director to replace Mr Alan Coates on his retirement at the end of this year will be Mr Ian Stanwell, who's currently Chief Manager Investments. Our State Manager, Bev Hodgson, has been appointed State Manager for Victoria. Phil Twyman will be known to some of you as he was Branch Actuary here in 1971. We'll all be welcoming him back here soon as our new State Manager. Jeff Hattie, our Individual Investments and Corporate Services Manager, is moving to New South Wales as Deputy State Manager. His replacement will be Ian Milne, the Business Services Manager from Group Superannuation in Head Office. Ken Smith will be moving to New Zealand as Sales Manager. And Tom Roberts, our Personnel Manager, is retiring from AMP later this year, and he'll be replaced by Kathy Singer from Head Office Personnel. The IQ team wishes Mr Roberts all the best for a happy and fulfilling retirement.
Does the life of an agent seem appealing? At AMP we can take canvassing leave to hit the road.
Starting life as an AMP representative is a difficult and risky business. Will I be any good, or will I fall by the wayside? At AMP, any member of the staff can take canvassing leave to join agents in the field and test the water. The leave is for 6 months, but can be extended by another 6 months, and the leave can conclude at any time that sales and the staff member agree upon. One successful man who started out this way is Toowong Senior Agency Manager Keith Roberts.
The AMP guarantees, they guarantee your income, and they guarantee if you don't make a go of it, they guarantee your job if you come back into the office. And actually I was only on canvassing leave for about 2 or 3 months, and then I resigned to be an agent because I built up a fair cred in my commission account and I wanted the money, and I could see I didn't see there was a future for me in the clerical side. I was married at the time and I had 1 child, so obviously to have made a decision to resign and go out as an agent would have been a lot bigger thing. But when I could go out on canvassing leave on a no-risk sort of situation, and then in 3 months I could see that it was no problem for me. Well, no, but there are enormous opportunities in the promotional area on the sales side. I would never have been an executive had I stayed in the clerical side, I believe. But on the sales side, as a good agency manager, you can attain executive status, and that's not unimportant. There are fellows that have spent that come out as maybe grade 3 or grade 4 clerks, take canvassing leave, and within 4 or 5 years, they can be executive through the agency management system.
September was a busy time for all of us. It was a time for us to stop and think about where our careers with AMP are heading.
I think it'd be smart, I guess, to look at Section 4, Rita. I recall that we've talked about your application in that area a number of times.
At this time of year, appraisal and counselling come upon us, and line managers everywhere are talking to all members of the staff, and reports are being discussed, opening two-way communication between you and management. We've all probably wondered where these reports go and who gets to see them and how much they affect our daily lives. Well, once the reports have been written by your line manager and discussed with you, he can write further comments, and then it goes to the second line manager, your boss's boss, and he reads and assesses the report. Then it goes to the third line manager, which in most cases is the divisional manager, and he reads every report. From there it goes to the staff review committee for grade rankings, and then to personnel for review with training and promotion in mind. Finally, it comes back to you, and you get to see what everyone has written in the report. A truly open system for finding out how we all stand within AMP.
Roger Clemson has told us that AMP policyholders share in AMP, but did you know that as staff we too can share in AMP's benefits? David Forward will make your spare cash jump through hoops.
Individual Investments Department supplies large company financial services to people with relatively small sums of money. If you had at least $1,000 and wanted to make it grow, David Forward can give you great rates.
Well, if you
don't need the money before Christmas, then you put it on 3 months, because at the moment 16.25 is as good as you can get on the money market around for that sum of money. $1,000 and put into this fund, and you're on your way. You sort of sit here and wonder where it all is, and a little old lady comes and sits just across the table, and she's earning $27,000 a year from her investments, and she's paying max tax on that, and she needs other ways of saving a day. Well, we've got representatives downstairs who look after the insurance side of it. There's Wendy Betts upstairs who will do a full program for them. The AMP is just sitting pretty at the moment on putting a full financial program out for anybody who wants it.
Staff in fire in general have been busy the past few months with the running of the 1986 Staveley Cup. The sales competition run in July and August of this year offered the Australian champion a trip for two to the America's Cup in Perth in 1987 and valuable trophies for all top achievers. In Queensland, the competition saw an increase in production by 76%. Rusty Kraut, an agent from Ipswich, finished the competition as Australian champion. His efforts made him second overall champion in Australasia, and he was Queensland branch champion. For all of the Queensland agents like Rusty who won awards, the Staveley Cup is an important competition for them to help lift their selling performances. A special thanks to all of the fire and general staff who worked hard to help Queensland branch finish with the winners.
When the case gets tough, Mike Amper gets going.
It was 8 in the morning, and my mission was easy. Find the smoke signal leaflet. I called the first floor and asked for stationery. They told me to try the Windsor area. Unit 5, 131 New Road, Windsor was a name that kept popping up. It's a building totally devoid of any markings except an address. There is no hint of the work carried out behind the locked doors. Stacks and stacks of forms piled to the roof. Pens, staples, and rulers secreted into little pigeonholes. $5,000 worth of stationery moves out of there a week to all Queensland's AMP offices. They told me smoke signals hadn't come to them, so I should try printing. I rang printing. They said they had started on a run of the leaflet, and they had laid the red and was starting the black. The Heidelberg printer is a single colour printer, but with great registration accuracy, so you can put on one colour, then run another colour over the top.
It's very good at controlling the water and ink balance. We get a much better control over the sheet of paper. When you do have to run hard or very bad quality stock, the press will do it with very little trouble. The press will run at 8,000 an hour, but that is on good quality stock. I mean, you don't run everything at 8,000 an hour. You'll run certain stocks slow because they are obviously much harder to run.
The man said it would be ready soon, so relax. With that over, I tried to track down who makes the polish on the sign Roger Clemson is always telling us about.
A great prize being offered to staff this year is the inaugural silver shovel. Our charismatic shoveler will give you the dirt on how to be a winner.
G'day. I put in a suggestion. I said put the staples in the left-hand side of the paper. Then they gave me this shovel. Then they gave me this job. But seriously, the suggestions board has paid over $6,000 so far this year, and you and your department could win this prestigious prize simply by putting in a suggestion. The October competition is on now. Get your entry in so you can be in the draw for 2 nights at Jupiter's Casino and other cash prizes.
Young Queensland scientists have been busy trying to invent their way to the USA, and it seems as though one of them might just make it.
One good idea will this year take a young Australian inventor to the USA, all expenses paid, as part of AMP's Beyond 2000 Science Award. The idea may be as simple as a better clothes peg or as complex as a robot. Either way, the reward will be a 14-day trip for two valued at $18,000 and including travel, accommodation and science-related visits within the USA. AMP, in association with the 7 Networks Top Rating Beyond 2000 program, is offering total prizes of $40,000 in this Australia's largest ever Practical Science Award for young people. The Queensland judging panel has chosen the 5 state finalists. Congratulations to Andrew Solomon from Corinda with his high-tech signals for model railways entry, Chris Semple from Burbank and his efficient bike light system, Nick Stoneham from Stafford with his computer scales, Mark Lusted from Upper Mount Cravat and his computer command switch controller, and Kevin Matthew from Townsville and his project of a mechanical roller to help untangle ropes when sailing. The finalist, who will represent Queensland in the national judging late in October, will be announced during Australian Science in Schools Week on Monday, October 13. The judges will be looking for a project which is innovative and practical. Good luck to all of our 5 finalists. Let's hope it will be a Queenslander inventing his way to the USA.
In the next edition of RQ, we'll bring you the Queensland and national winner, hopefully one and the same. Look Beyond 2000 was the theme at this year's Ecostand.
Over 30,000 Queenslanders were weighed and measured on AMP's stand at the Brisbane exhibition in August. The stand, featuring Roger Robot, a mirror display, height and weight check and free giveaways, centred on the theme Look Beyond 2000 with AMP. 4 staff members were on the stand at all times, weighing and measuring happy showgoers, and handing out AMP super bags and cuddly, skinny or just right fridge magnets. Roger Robot was popular with the children, but unlike our supporting representatives, didn't have the stamina to make it through the hectic 10-day show period. Over 30 representatives from Brisbane, Ipswich, Sunshine Coast and the Gold Coast were rostered on the stand and made good use of their time to secure leads and to make appointments. Why 50 people would stand in line for 15 minutes just to have their height and weight checked is a question the PR department is still asking. But while they do, the AMP Ecostand will always be a success. See you there in 1987.
The Eco atmosphere continued at this year's KISS cocktail party. And guess who got most of my kisses at the party? Here's John Gregg.
Operation KISS, that is, Keen Insurance Staff Study, has really got Queensland branch staff opening their study books. The competition, which will see 3 lucky winners, either holidaying with their partners on Great Keppel Island or at Greenmount Holiday Resort on the Gold Coast, is well underway. Most exciting part of the competition is that your name will be placed in the barrel for the lucky holiday draw. Once if you complete 3 subjects, twice if you complete 4, 3 times if you complete 5 subjects, and 4 times if you complete 6 or more. First prize is a fully paid week for 2 on Great Keppel Island. Second and third prize winners will spend a fully paid weekend for 2 at the Greenmount Holiday Resort on the sunny Gold Coast. The halfway function was an island cocktail party where our Gone Chopo messenger, Peter Nissen, complete with headgear, served his special cocktails, the Keppel Kiss and the Keppel Hug. He gave out kisses and hugs to quench the crowd's thirst all afternoon. Teresa Darley from the Mail Processing and Printing and Stationery Department took away the lucky door prize of a camera, and Teresa is hoping to use it on a tropical holiday later this year. Another 95 staff are enrolled for the second semester subjects, and these exams start on the 20th of October. Good luck to those KISS staff who are preparing for these examinations.
The future certainly doesn't look blue for Chase AMP. They recently celebrated their first birthday. Our Brisbane office celebrated with a party in their beautiful new headquarters in our Blue Tower. Chase AMP General Manager Michael Broughton was up from Sydney and attended the birthday celebrations. The longest-serving AMP staff member at Chase in Queensland, Cole Martin, had the honour of cutting the birthday cake. A very happy birthday to all Chase AMP staff.
Now for you sports fans, here's the man behind the sports, the man with all the sport news, Mr. Royce Tangles Perkins.
Hello AMP sports fans and welcome to the show. It's my hair that gets into tangles actually. But let's have a look at the early season results of those remarkable AMP touch footy teams. The men's #1 team drew with Suncorp 2-2 in a fast and hard-hitting match. Try scorers were Ken Wicks, and it was his 71st try for the club. You just keep on trying, don't you, Kenny? And the other scorer was the magic performer, Doug Kelly.
The men's number 2 team beat FAI2 by 4 tries to 2. The team was led brilliantly by the touch footy mind of BJ Daly, while Steve Daly scored a double, with Paul Brown and Ian Perkins scoring 1 each. The team that calls itself the Recruits lost to FAI number 1 by 9 tries to 1. Their defence had more holes in it than a donut factory. The player of the match and the lone try scorer was Mr Sales himself, Graham Fiddler. The mighty Rebels thrashed GRE number 1 5-0. Of course, you'd expect that with Peter Nissen in the team. Actually, it was a history-making game because they had their very first female streaker. The players found it very hard to concentrate on the footy, but they overcame the concentration problem with a commendable sporting spirit to win the game convincingly. Try scorers were Bernie Balkin and Paul Clift with 2 each, and Danny Pryor added 1. Now, turning to the ladies' teams, and what a nice view they make. Ladies number 1 lost to National Mutual 4-0. Dave Smith's crisp team started off the season stale, but they'll iron out the wrinkles as the season goes on. Ladies number 2 thrashed QBE 10-0. Coach John Gregg, his glasses fogged with emotion, could not have asked for a better start for the season. Tries were scored by that runaway train Angela Gray with 3, and that carrot-eating Gabba Bunny Gay Troyan got 3 as well. And Mrs Magic herself, the Wally Lewis of touch footy, Teresa Kuss, also made 3. Rita Morganti especially jetted back to Australia to score her try. Would you believe the ladies' 3 team lost to the ABC 3-2? Mind you, it was the girls' first run together and they didn't really know much about the game. They produced more R's than Bob Hawke. But they'll put it all together any week now. They're only very new at the game. The try scorer with 2 was Tina Trifolis. Now for a quick look at the end of the AMP Rugby Club season. Unfortunately, the club finished last in both grades in '86 and was beaten 4-3 by AMP Sydney. It was the first time for almost 7 years that Sydney won, so it's back to the drawing board for '87 for the rugby union people. That's it. See you soon. I'll keep you in touch. Right now it's back to Michelle and Peter.
Well, Peter, it's certainly been a busy few months at AMP.
Yes, Michelle, and I'm sure we'll have a lot more to talk about on the next show.
Well, until then, I'm Michelle Hutton.
And I'm Peter Nissen, and we'll see you on the next edition of IQ.
Hi, I'm Neil. IQ is your staff video. Remember, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. If you have any ideas or suggestions, contact the video unit or public relations.